What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Obey who say, "What's up, Records Layer Productions?" Back at you. Another tutorial. We ready to get into it. This one is another mastering tutorial. We ready to get you to understanding how you want to master your tracks and what's the best method of using your plugins and your DAW and no analog equipment. And I'm going to show you the method that I use right here. Alright, first thing you'll do is you want to have your project, whatever way you record it. You want to have your outputs of vocals, beat, and whatever your aux is with all your effects and everything. You want to have them coming out on separate outputs. Once you got them coming out on separate outputs, you want to send them all to a master fader track. And I'm going to show you why you want to do that. You want to send it to a master fader track, not to your master output, because you want to render inside the DAW at the sample rate you recorded at and the bit rate you recorded at. So I go at 48 and 24 bit, so I want to render at that. And what you would do, you would solo, like right now I got the beat solo, right? But this would be turned up, so we have our beat and our vocal fader turned up, right? And then what we also have is our master fader on solo. And we check, check. Alright. I don't know what happened right there. Volume went out. Alright. So what you'll do, you'll solo this and you'll cut off all your vocal and your aux and you'll render it. You'll go to this and you'll render the track. You'll click on render, you'll go to render new track and you'll render this. So once you render the track, it'll come up under here to be new track. Once you got that track, you'll do the same thing to every one. You'll go vocal, you'll solo it, you'll turn this off, and you'll get all your vocals come out your master. Then on the aux fader, you're going to do a little different. You're going to solo it. You're going to make sure that these solo to your beat and vocal fader, because you need, in order for you to get your aux going, if you use the aux to do it, you're going to need your beat and your vocal fader running. But what you're going to want to do is turn the volume down on both of them, where ain't no volume coming through when you export it. So you're only going to get your aux coming out. So that way you're going to have an aux track. So now you would do the same thing. You would click on your master track and you would render again. You click on the render and you'll render to a new track, and you will have all three now. You got a beat track, a vocal track, and an aux track. Then once you do that, you'll have them. They'll be lined up like this, but you will take them and make multiple tracks. So how you do this is you will make a left channel and a right channel of your vocals and a left channel and a right channel of your beat, and you will have your aux in stereo if you want, mono, whatever way you want to do your auxiliary, however way you want to do that. So how you do this, achieve the left and right, which you'll do, you'll click on it, and then you'll click one of these on or off, and that'll turn the channel from stereo. See, you see, it's stereo. See, it's a stereo file, right? So when you click it off, you'll see, so it gets switched. There's only one channel going, so now I got left and right channel, and for my beat and for my vocals. So I got left and right channel. Instead of the stereo running on one track, I got them running on separate tracks. Then they output into this track right here. Alright, so what you'll do, I'm going to show you what I got once I printed all the tracks. This is what I got. Alright, so I'm what I'm doing right now, I'm selecting all of my faders this for me to be able to check what I done, check myself. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna show you another thing right here. What I do. That's why I got my tempo track so wide, cause I sit my keyboard right here, your on-screen keyboard. You pull this up, and man, this help you out so much. It make things so much faster because your keyboard right here keep you on your mouse, and I use my keyboard too. So, but it still make me be able to do all my commands right here. So, and then when you type in words, it'll the words will come up, so you could just select them and it move faster that way, like doing it on your phone or whatever. So, like right now, I can just switch the plugins right here with my mouse. You know what I mean? So it be making it move faster. All right. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna show you what the setup is once I just put this in. So I'm gonna first let me cut all these plugins off. I ain't got, when I'm doing it, like I'm holding control on the keyboard, but I ain't had to put my other hand to press F because I got the mouse already on in my other hand, so it made it easy for me to just go hit the F right there, like it's faster. So now I'm gonna go select the plugins back, the faders, the volume faders. All right, so this what we got.
I just gotta go and get it, I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call it FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call it space time. Call an ambulance here.
Hold on, I'm sorry, it's doubling back because we still playing the master output with the auxiliary. I'm like, what is all that? Oh, all right, let me turn this off. All right, here we go.
I just gotta go and get it, I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call it FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with the honey. Hey, I'm sounding like I'm drumming, where you think you going, homie? Look, you leave without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters, get the info out the door.
Alright, so now I'm going to show you what I did is right here. Now that's why I got it left and right channel. So what I did, the first thing, I space them out. I set my vocals at 40, going left and right, 40 left, 40 right on the pan. Then my beat is 60 and 80 on the right, 60 on the left and 80 on the right. And then I got my aux. My aux got some automation on it, so I got some automation on my aux. And I done this manually, so I put this in manually, the automation on my aux, and I push my aux all the way right. And I'm gonna show you the difference of, see this center, all my faders center right now. So when I go back, faders not going to be center on my other, it's going to be spread out. But what that's going to do, it's going to add room to your track. It's going to make you have room for instruments. It's going to move instruments around and things of that nature. So let me show you the difference of this. Hold on.
I just gotta go and get it, I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call it FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with the honey. Hey, I'm sounding like I'm drumming, where you think you going, homie? Look, you leave without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters, get the info out the door. And no work up off a chicken, bring the birdie to the kitchen, stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. politicking, mentioned by the politicians, government.
Alright, so you see the difference, what it did, it created room. It moved things around. It made it sound bigger with no elevation and height, and the level ain't no level. It ain't no higher in level of volume, but it's gonna sound bigger because you move things around. Panning and automation is gonna help you in your mix. Like that's why I only automated my aux because I got automation happening in my track on the mix down. When I done my mix down that I rendered out, it already was automation happening. So now I only automated my auxiliary track for my master. So I automated this. And then I went in, starting off with my beat first. I went and got the dial in, but on the beat, I'm gonna go to the beat last because it still will be, you wouldn't understand. It will. I didn't do this plugin until after I did everything, so I'm gonna add it in the same way I did it, so you won't get a misconception of how it happened. So I put this in later. This came in later. I had just my Tracktion EQ 432. I mean my T-Rax EQ 432. So this is my go-to master EQ. No EQ that boosts like this EQ. Like when you boost in this EQ, like it boosts so good. So I like to use that. That's one of my favorite go-to plugins. So I say on my vocal track, all I got is a de-esser. Both of them doing the same thing on both channels. Both of them got the same settings for both channels. So same thing. Then on my left channel on my vocals, the 432 on the side. 1 dB of shelving on the high, 1 dB of 450, 1 dB of 2000, 1 dB, 2 dB at 12K. This is a wide Q on my 450. I go wide. I like to go wide with this EQ. This EQ, like I say, when you boosting, especially when you boost wide, it boosts real good. So, and then if you go to the right channel, you will see on my sides I got 1 dB shelf, high, wide 570, 1 dB, 840, 2 dB, 1 dB at 8100. But, oh, I ain't show you the mid. So on the mid channel, I got 450, 2 dB, shelving high, 1 dB, wide Q on the 450, 6. I got 2 dB at 1000, and I got 5200. I got 2 dB, and that's a wide Q. On the left channel of my mid, I got 1200, 2 dB, 240, 2 dB, 1 dB at 25K, and 1 dB at my high shelving. So that's my vocals. And then on my beat, on my EQ, on my sides, I got 1 dB going high shelving, 2 dB on my low shelf at 100 hertz, 200, I got 2 dB, 1.5 dB, and I got 2 dB at 1700, 4000, I got 1 dB. On my mid, I got 100, 3 dB, low shelf on 50, 2 dB, 1 dB high shelf, 2800, 2 dB, 4000, 1 dB. So on my right channel of my beat, I got my low shelf on my mids at 50 dB, 1 dB high shelf. I said 50 dB, 3 dB. And I got 1 dB high shelf on that. 100, I got 3 dB, wide Q, 140, 1 dB, wide Q, 3700 1 dB YQ. On my sides, I got 570 2 dB low shelf, 1 dB at 100, 1 dB high shelving, YQ on this 570, and I got 1700 1 dB, 5700 1 dB YQ. So that's pretty much it. That's all I done, and you notice ain't nothing go over 2 dB on except for my shelving on my on all my low, mid, and high knobs. There's not shelves. I didn't go over 2 dB. So we're gonna cut these on.
I just gotta go and get it, I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with the honey. Hey, I'm sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you leave without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters, get the info out the.
Now, as you can see, no volume changes here. No volume changes. And you can even argue that with them off, probably sound louder, you know. So you ain't being tricked. It's sounding better. You can clearly hear that this sound better. Let's listen again.
I just gotta go and get it, I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with the honey. Hey, I'm sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you leave without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters, get the info out the door. And no work up off a chicken, bring the birdies to the kitchen, stuff them, call it Thanksgiving, do a lot of politics.
Alright, then what I do, I ran out of here, all the tracks going out of here to my output, and first plug-in I got is the Reverb. Reverbed everything again. I already have Reverb on my track, but now it's my master Reverb for when I master it. So you see I only got 9% going. It's only going to 1K on the high frequency. So, see my low time, I'm at 1.3. And my reverb time, I'm at 4,971 seconds. So, very see.
I just gotta go and get it, I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with the honey. Hey, I'm sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you leave without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters, get the info out the door. And no work up off a chicken, bring the birdies to the kitchen, stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politicking, mentioned by the politicians. Government trying to trap my game so they can reverse engineer it. Put a pause, not a period.
Alright, so you see, that just gave it more room, and it feel bigger again. Like, it made it, when you turn it off now, you think the track sound dry. It's going to make you be like, alright, yeah, I know I need to add it, because once you hit with it, you can't go back. Once you do it, you can't go back. I mean, you can cut it off if you want, but I'm saying once you do it, you're going to realize, like, oh, yeah, now it's going to need that reverb on it. You probably thought your track had enough reverb in it, though, but I'm telling you, that little bit right there going to go a long way. Then I got it going here to my compressor and my EQ, and I put that inside of the C-Rock plug-in. So, because I wanted to see what I'm doing here. But I ain't care about loudness or nothing. But I wanted to see the response I'm getting. And I like how the meter's moving. And I know what it's doing, too, because I use it so much. So, I wanted these two plugins inside of this. That's the only reason I use it. It's only two plugins, but I wanted them in here. So when I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't gotta look around. It's right there. Alright. So what I do here, I got it almost full ratio. Input 4, output 5 dB. Took down my stereo enhancement because if you notice, you'll be like, yeah, that's too much going on the sides. Like, so I killed some of that. Release time 127, 32 milliseconds on the attack time, and I'm side chaining all the way up. Got my side chain turned all the way up. So going out into another 432. My high shelf on my mids, I got it at 3 dB. And my low shelf, I got it at 4 dB. I got YQ at 200, 3 dB. YQ at 1200, 1 dB. YQ at 8800, 2 dB. Half 5 on half a dB on the highs, 1 dB on the lows at 100. 60 hertz, I got that turned all the way up. See, because that's considered low, so I got that turned all the way up. At 60, I got that turned up, but it's tight on it. It's a real tight Q, only on the 60. And at 1700, I got 2 dB YQ. At 4000, I got 1 dB YQ. So this is going on here. Now let's turn this on. Oh. My CPU good, everything good. I don't know what they're doing, man. They're playing. Alright. Like I say, it's probably this goddamn podcast shit, man. This shit do be jiving. Weird shit happen. So, what's going to happen? We going to cut this on. We going to cut this off if this wasn't on. So I just showed y'all what was on this plugin, so now we're going to let it play with this.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. Throw parades like Macy, see me marching with the 100. They got sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you lean without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters. Get the info out the door. Ain't no work up off a chicken. Bring the birdies to the kitchen. Stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politicking. Mentioned by the politicians. Government trying to try my game so they can reverse engineer it. Put a pause, not a period.
I don't know what happened. Playing the wrong one. But alright, you gonna know, see, we clipping over there because I ain't going into the limiters yet, so don't be going off on me, man. I'm clipping crazy. But I'm showing you just what I did here. But when I worked it out, I had my limiter on. So I'm going to turn the limiter on for y'all because I had the limiter on while I was working. So I'm going to leave it in limiter on. Alright, this one here go again.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. Throw parades like Macy, see me marching with the 100. They all sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you lean without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters. Get the info out the door. Ain't no work up off a chicken. Bring the birdies to the kitchen. Stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politicking. Mentioned by the politicians. Government trying to try my game so they can reverse engineer it.
Alright, so I wanted to show you that. You see, I only got my oversampling on 6 dB, 16x. But I got my infrasonic filter on. I got the balance on, but you see, I ain't doing no input here. I'm getting all my gain out of my compressor. I want to get all my gain out of my compressor, so that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure I'm getting my gain out of my compressor. I'm getting all the power from the compressor. I ain't doing nothing on my limiter here. So, right here, I showed you what's going on here, so I'm boosting, but I ain't doing no gain on my output, so I always like going compressor, then out to my EQ right here at this point. On this 432, that jump, it worked right there, so I do that and that. And we ready to give you another listen on A and B in it, and you can see the difference.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waist line. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like mix, you see me marching with the hunter. Hey, I'm sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you lean without your stomach, and you know I'm gaming. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters, get the info out the door. And no work up off a chicken, bring the birdies to the kitchen, stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politicking, mentioned by the politicians. Government trying to trap my game so they can reverse engineer it. Put a pause, not a period. I ain't close to the finish. My chick be a waiter, yeah, she coming out the kitchen and she always serving and she never doing dishes. Louis V back, Fendi shakes, Ferragamo slippers. This is what real is.
You can just hear how that 432 with all this wide Q, man, I'm telling you, it do wonders, man. Get down with it, man. Go get it. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't have it, you're lunching. Now, boom, after you got that, so now, that's my master, except for this. Oh, man, if you don't know about this joint yet, man, this came out. This is something special right here, man. Saturation X. Saturator X, man. Something special. So it's a saturation plugin. And already had my own saturation going on with this track that I had done a lot of saturation. So I couldn't use the extreme saturations that's in here, but man, I'm ready to make some tracks with this in it all over the place, man. But I'm gonna show you what this do. And this also is a review on this plugin too, man, because I use this joint 2 times in this edit, and it's special. Like I'm ready to show you what it do. All right, so here you go. I'm ready to cut this on for you and show you what's going on here. So I got the steel selected. I selected the steel saturation right here. I love the steel and the iron, man. The steel and the iron, like it ain't gonna really give you that much saturation as the rest of them, but it'd be perfect. It'd be what you're looking for. Them two right there. If you already know you saturated your track, but you still want that gloss at the end, you know what I mean? So this work. All right, so we're gonna get this around.
Hey, this is what they not obey. I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking.
So that might be doing this. Be up in the red now once I cut this on. We can't have a that drink popping while I'm talking. This podcast be crushing you. Yeah. I'm gonna have to see. I didn't use it twice on here. I used it twice on another song. But I didn't use it twice already in 2 edits, man, and this jump it worked right. But I'm trying to let me just turn the oversampling off and see can we get it to play. had the oversampling on when I did it, so we're gonna see if it don't be glitching.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with the 100. Hey, I sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you lean without your stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm a hunter chasing hunters. Get the info out the door. And no work up off a chicken, bring the birdies to the kitchen, stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politicking, mention by the politicians. Government trying to trap my game so they can reverse engineer it. Put a pause, not a period. I ain't close to the finish. My chick be a waiter, yeah, she coming out the kitchen and she always serving and she never doing dishes. Louis V back, Fendi shades, Ferragamo slippers. This is what real is. Who say? This is what they not obey. This is what I do. Who say? This is what they want. Obey. This is what they know. Who say? This is what they want. Obey. Who say? This is what real is. Who say? This is what they not obey. This is what I do.
So you see, like, I couldn't use really too much of these up here because I like that Class A on it too. That Class A too, man, that joint nice on it too. But I preferred the steel on here. And like I say, the steel and the iron, man, they ain't gonna fail you if you know you got a lot of saturation in your song already, like my song. So, but this plugin is a beast, like for real. It's a good plugin right here. And then what I did after that, when you want to get your master right, what you want to do, you want to output this track. You want to render this track, so you'll go render. Bam, you're going to render it again. See, we're going to render it again. Same thing we did up there. We're going to do the same thing, render the track. We're not going to export the track. We're going to render the track. And you're going to see that they sound different when you export the track. And I'm going to show you this in the prints that I've done. So I'm going to show you it. So what you do, you want to render the track. You don't want to export the track, render the track. So when you render the track, it's going to put it in the folder down here, the print track. So now, this is the rendered track. Now, we got a rendered track. That's the original track. Now, what I did, I took that original track, and I still wanted to fix it up a little bit and gloss it. And so what I did with that is, I went and put a Black 76 back on. Barely kissing, barely coming in. Made sure my output going out to the taste that I wanted out of the 76. It's about getting the flavor that you like out of the plugin. What plugin you like, if the plugin got color, you want to get that flavor that you want out of it. That's what it's about. So it's going to take playing with the ins and outputs of a lot of, this one is an in and out plugin, but a lot of plugins be playing with the in and out. You can get that sound you want inside of the plugin. If it got in and out faders, it give you more room to be able to get different sounds out of it. So then I go into a linear phase EQ that I got carving up on my mids and sides. So you can see what I did basically here is I'm creating a smiley face upside down on my side. Well, smiley face on my side. I mean, it's like a smiley face. My sides are going down, and my mids are going up. So they all the same frequency, as you'll see, right? Except for the high pass and low pass. They different. They're the only ones different. The rest of them are all at the same frequency. And on the sides, I'm dipping out, and on the mids, I'm boosting. So I'm dipping out on the sides, and I'm boosting on the mids. And what that's going to create is a flat effect. It's going to create the signal going flat in the middle. But that's what that's doing. So that's why I did this, and that's what this EQ just for. Just to make it sound good in all systems. That's going to be basically playing like MP3, and all that type of stuff. So this going to make that work. Then I'm going from there to another EQ that I ain't doing nothing but high pass and low pass on. That's all I'm doing. Some more high pass and low pass. That's it. And this one, I use this plugin for. This EQ do have a little bit of color. It do have, some people say it don't have, it do got a little bit of color. So, and I got the master mix. I picked this setting, the DW Sparkle Motion. So, and then I went and did the EQs I wanted to do on here. I EQ'd in here pre and post. As you can see, I'm dipping out. I boosted on the low shelf and the high shelf, but I made another boost on the low on my post right here. But everything is cuts. Everything is taking out the harsh frequencies that I didn't like. Took out the harsh frequencies I didn't like. That's all this basically was for. And pretty much it. And then what I did from there is now when you get to exporting, you don't start exporting until now. Like I say, this one is, we're going to turn this off. We're going to go down to our print track. And this is the track. This is what we printed from what we got up there. This is what that is. So we're going to get at it, listen. And then we're going to listen to the different prints, and I'm going to explain the different prints.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. Or raise like Macy, see me marching with the 100. Hey, I sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you leave without the stomach, and you know I'm game. And I'm 100 chasing 100. To stand for out the door, and no work up off a chicken, bring the birdies.
Alright, so you can hear right there off the break that this cleaned up a lot of the harshness, and a lot of them harsh frequencies disappeared. Let me let you hear it again, like I say.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. In the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Chopper in at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. Local raise like Macy, see me marching with the 100. Hey,
now, after that, now you're gonna start exporting. Now, what you would do, I'm gonna show you the difference in what you would get. What you always gotta remember is once you go to export, and I'm gonna show you that the sound is you're gonna lose some quality on exporting every time. Once you export, something is gonna happen that you cannot control. You're gonna lose every time. So once you get good at knowing your DAW, whatever you're using, you know what you're losing, and you understand it, you're gonna be able to work around it. But you gotta know that. So when you print it, it's not gonna sound exactly like it was sounding inside the edit. But the way to make it sound more better is to always render the track first. And if you render it first, it's gonna move so much faster, everything gonna work so much smoother. But if you render it first. So now I'm gonna show you the exports, and this one is the master with no normalizing or nothing. This is this straight up going out after I did the mix. This straight out. This one right here is a normalized master. This track right here is a RMS master with the RMS level as my normalized level. So I'm going to show you the difference, and I'm going to let you hear the difference in all of them. And I'm going to explain to you what they doing different. So here we go. I'm going to let you listen. The first one is the master with no EQ. I said no EQ. No normalization.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed.
That was no normalization. Now we're gonna let you hear it with the normalization.
chopper in a trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time.
Okay, now this one is the RMS master at -6 dB.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in a trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call.
You can clearly hear that the RMS master is louder, and it's also going to be wider. It's going to fill the speakers more. The RMS master is. It depends on the genre. It depends on what kind of music you're making, what kind of track you're making. But you want to print these three masters every time. Every time you print your track, you want to print an unnormalized master, a normalized master, and an RMS master. All right, but you got to remember, this master right here, with your regular volume, didn't turn nothing up. You went out exactly what you was hearing, and you mastered it. You outputted it at that output. Your normalized level, you did it more than likely at 0 dB, so you normalized it. So what the difference is, if you'll notice, I'm going to show you that these tracks are not going to be as loud as this track I was printing from when I'm playing it inside the DAW. When I put it back in the DAW and set it all at 0 dB, this track going to be louder. It ain't going to match. So that's why I'm showing you you're going to lose. So here we go. I'm going to show you.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in a trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving at light speed, you can call that space time. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. No parades like Macy, see me marching with a hundred. They got sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you don't wanna sweat out your stomach, and you know I'm game, man. I'm chasing hunters, get the info out the door, and no work up off a check. My hunts at the kitchen, stuff them, call it things. Do a lot of politic and mention about a politic. This government trying to try my game so they can.
You can clearly hear the normalized one, and the master is not as loud as the print track. It's not as loud, and it's exported straight out. But you can play it, and it's not going to be as loud as what you was hearing here. So you know you're not going to, you got to realize that now. You got to know, all right, I'm not getting what I'm hearing back. So you got to know that losses are happening. Losses are happening once you export it. So in order for you to beat them losses is to master in the RMS. You want to master in the RMS. Like I say, sometimes the quieter song is going to be better. Sometimes your quieter one going to be better than the louder one, so you're going to have to use the normalized one or the master one. Every time it's not going to be the RMS one that works. If you want to keep that master, if you want to go back in and carve over to fix it, to make your RMS master work, all right, that's on you. But I'm saying you want to print these three different ones every time you print it out. So you want to print this like that. So what I'm going to show you is the RMS mastering is the best way to go and try it, because you can change the dB and master and make it fit to the sound of the print, and it's going to come out to the sound of the print. And another thing is the normalized and the RMS master are going to turn up better. When you want to turn them up, they're going to turn up better, because the RMS one is going to turn up better, because when you turn it up, it's only going to be turning up the 6 dB point. The -6 dB point is the point it's going to turn up. And if you'll see, like I'm going to show you here, this one is going to be bigger, but it's no clipping. No, none of the file is clipping. It's not clipping. You see what I'm saying? Because what it do when you're doing the RMS, it's going to render the file at the dB you selected, and that's what it's going to boost the volume at too. So when you want to boost and turn up, when you want to crank up your song, play it out of something, and you turn it up, the RMS is going to give you the best result with that. And second is going to be your normalized one. Your normalized one is going to be second to do that, to turn up better when you're listening to it out of other devices. Your last one is going to be your regular master with no normalization. Uh, that's going to be how good you mixed it. If you how much you can turn the song up. That's going to be how good you mix. Up to you how good you mix it. It can be done better, but 9 times out of 10, if you got it clean with no normalization, it's going to be better with normalization and RMS at the end. If you got it clean, if you think it's better, but I'm telling you, it's going to be better. So it's going to turn up better. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be able to turn up better. So I'm going to go through it again, and I'm going to show you and let you listen to the difference. And remember, the print track and the RMS, let's listen to how close are they in similarity first. Let's listen to them.
Understand, they ain't about to. I just gotta go and get it. I just can't sign. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can call that FaceTime. Moving that like way. You can call that space sign. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. It's like Macy, see me marching with the hunter. Hey, I sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you lean without your stomach, and you know I'm game, man. I'm a hunter chasing hunters. Get the info out the door. Ain't no work up off a chicken. Bring the birdies to the kitchen. Stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politics.
Now I'm going to show. You see, that one is still a little lower than the print track. You know what I mean? I can catch it if I want. I can turn it up louder, but I wanted my track breathing a little bit more than what it was. Like, this track ain't breathing at all. Like, it's crashing. It's crashing head up into the 0 dB. So I wanted to give it a little bit room than what it was anyway. So I wanted to pull some of that down. But I'm going to show you how far away these are from it again. We're going to show how far the normalization and the regular master track are away from the RMS and the print track.
I just gotta go and get it. I just can't waste time. Chopper in the trunk when I'm walking 40 waistline. If a million wanna see me, we can go for race sign. Moving at light speed, you can call that space sign. Call an ambulance, hurry quick, don't waste time. Parades like Macy, see me marching with the hunter. Hey, I sounding like I'm drumming. Where you think you going, homie? Look, you lean without your stomach, and you know I'm game, man. I'm a hunter chasing hunters. Get the info out the door. Ain't no work up off a chicken. Bring the birdies to the kitchen. Stuff them, call it Thanksgiving. Do a lot of politicking. Mention about politicians. Government trying to trap my gang so they can engineering. Put a pause, not a period. I ain't close to finish. My chick be a waiter. Yeah, she coming out the kitchen and she always serving. And she never doing but like Louis V bag, 50 shakes, Ferragamo slippers. This real is who say this is what they not obey. This is what I do. Who say this is what they want? Obey. This is what they know. Who say this is what they want? Obey. Who say this is what real is? Who say this is what they not obey? This is what I do. Who say this is what they want? Obey. This is what they know. Who say this is what they want?
So there you go. You see the difference. And like if you wanted it to stay, this right here, if you wanted this print, what you would do is the same thing. You would render the track. And once you render the track, you will want to, if you got some type of outboard, or you can go into another hardware, like at least it's 8HD or something. Like I got one of them, so you can go into one of them and record it in there. It'll sound closer than you rendering it out. If you record it into something, it's going to sound closer than you render it out. Hard copy, record it, and then put it back in. It's going to be right because there ain't going to be no CPU used for to get the sound that it's looking for. It ain't going to have to go through no plugins or nothing. So like I say, still you can render this track if you want. But remember, I exported the track here. So like I told you, you're going to lose. It's going to lose once you export it. So there you go, man. Hope y'all get something out of this tutorial here. Check me out, LairProductions.com. For more tutorials, free giveaways. Like, subscribe. Man, peace, man.